Sex and emotional intimacy are deeply connected, yet in modern society they are often treated as separate. Many engage in multiple relationships, believing that variety enhances personal freedom and pleasure. While Stoicism does not dictate moral rules about sex, it offers valuable insights on how the pursuit of multiple partners can lead to emotional instability, loss of self-control, and even a diminished sense of personal virtue. This video explores the Stoic perspective on sex, emotional intimacy, and the potential dangers of seeking multiple partners without self-awareness and discipline. Sex is not merely a physical act, it carries deep emotional and psychological significance. Whether we acknowledge it or not, sex often fosters a connection between individuals through oxytocin and bonding, a hormone released during intimacy that promotes trust and attachment, emotional vulnerability. The act of sex often opens individuals up to deeper emotional experiences, expectations, and meaning. Many people assign meaning to sex, consciously or subconsciously, affecting their emotions and perceptions. When intimacy is shared with multiple partners without emotional responsibility, it can create emotional confusion, detachment, or even a false sense of control over relationships. And Stoicism teaches that pleasure is not inherently evil, but unchecked desire is dangerous. The Stoics warned against becoming a slave to passions, as it can lead to loss of self-control and inner peace. Epictetus stated, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." When someone engages with multiple partners, they may believe they are exercising freedom, but in reality they may be surrendering to impulses and desires rather than acting from rational choice. If one's actions are dictated by urges rather than reason, who is in control, the person or the desire? Meeting multiple partners without emotional discipline can lead to emotional detachment. When intimacy is casual and repetitive, emotional connections may become shallow. A person may struggle to form deep bonds because they have conditioned themselves to avoid commitment. False expectations can arise too. Some may seek multiple partners in an attempt to find the best connection, only to realize that no single experience is ever fully satisfying. Regret and emotional chaos often follow. Engaging with multiple people can lead to misunderstandings, jealousy, and unintentional harm. The Stoics taught that we should seek to live virtuously, not recklessly. Seneca warned, "No man is free who is a slave to his body." If someone pursues sex as an endless pleasure rather than as an act of meaningful connection, they risk losing their sense of self-mastery. Stoics emphasize temperance, the ability to regulate one's impulses. Engaging in multiple relationships may initially feel liberating, but over time it can lead to an insatiable craving for more experiences, which in turn can cause dissatisfaction. How to apply Stoicism? Before pursuing a new partner, ask, "Am I seeking connection or merely gratification?" Be aware of whether the desire is leading your actions rather than reasoned choice. Many believe that avoiding commitment and seeking multiple partners gives them freedom. However, true freedom comes from self-mastery, not indulgence. When people rely on external pleasure for happiness, they become dependent on others for fulfillment. So, how do you apply Stoicism in your daily life? Well, start by practicing mindfulness. Observe your own behavior and question whether it is truly serving your well-being. Recognize that lasting fulfillment comes from inner peace, not from external conquests. The more partners one has, the more potential there is for misunderstandings, emotional pain, and loss of trust, not only for oneself but for others involved. While society often glorifies options, Stoicism teaches that what matters most is depth, not variety. Finally, how do you apply Stoicism to your relationships? Cultivate meaningful connections rather than seeking surface-level experiences. Align your relationships with virtue, honesty, and integrity. Instead of chasing fleeting pleasure, the Stoic approach to relationships focuses on depth, virtue, and rational love. This means choosing partners wisely, avoiding relationships that are based purely on physical attraction or impulse, practicing self-discipline, not allowing passion to override reason, embracing meaningful connection, recognizing that love and intimacy are best when they are intentional and virtuous rather than impulsive and indulgent. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." See, happiness does not come from chasing multiple partners. It comes from understanding what truly brings fulfillment, self-mastery, wisdom, and genuine connection. The Stoic approach. Meeting multiple partners without discipline can be dangerous because it weakens emotional depth and connection. It creates attachment to fleeting pleasures rather than lasting virtue, and it leads to emotional instability and loss of self-mastery. Instead of chasing variety, Stoicism teaches us to cultivate virtue, practice self-discipline, and seek relationships that are based on meaning rather than impulse. In doing so, we build a life of true fulfillment, one rooted in wisdom, not desire. If you found this helpful, like and subscribe to this channel.